could you give us your views on mindfulness and how we can use that in our daily lives?
The first thing that we all need to bring in our lives is a pause. If you look at the whole world, the way all of humanity is going, we are continually addicted to too much doings in our daily life. We are all out to achieve, do, go, get. As a result, what has happened, we have been completely externalized. The time has come for a transformation of the entire consciousness of humanity, and I'm sure the process has already started. And you hear this word mindfulness all over as a buzzword, and this has not come out of any chance or accident. It's a very evolution of the human consciousness which has brought this to all of humanity, to think, to ponder and understand what is the purpose of this mindfulness in life. Does it mean that we have been leading a life of mindlessness? Does it mean that we have been leading a life where we were using our mind but making it more mechanical than possibly understanding the consciousness that is behind the mind to make everything what we think through our mind? So basically the whole idea of mindfulness is to just come to your present moment. It's how you bring your mind to that state of pause or space where you just can feel within you the infinite grace, the infinite energy, the infinite consciousness that surrounds us all the time, and that you are basically in the ocean of consciousness. And the moment you start feeling that, what happens is your mind simply slows down and is not so much torn between the past and the future, which normally happens to everyone in life. We live either in our past or we are in the zones of our anxieties and tensions about what's going to happen in future. So this is exactly the human malady. This is our disease. This is our problem, that we live in the present, yet we hardly have any contact with our present and our presence. Mindfulness is basically to bring from within that presence which ultimately is the reality of who we are. Without mindfulness, we miss that. Without being aware and conscious of the moment, where past and future cannot interfere, in order to come to that state, we need to be more wakeful. It's not enough if we are wakeful state, but we need to be more awake to the moment. So basically, mindfulness is a continual reminder by the mind to be more in the present. Because mind has a tendency to move into the unconscious zones. Mind has a tendency to be more repetitive and repetitive of what it continually has been doing. As a result, it is difficult to bring about a change in that particular state of awareness. So how we can be now and here, how we can have our attention absolutely focused to the moment, how we can go in our life day to day with one day at a time, one task at a time, one step at a time, one breath at a time. Then what is happening is that we will be able to do the same thing or much more than that, but will not stress ourselves out. Because then you are basically in the flow of life. You are flowing from inside out, which is the essence of mindfulness. Life doesn't flow from outside in, though that is our perception. As such, we don't feel happy outside of us. We don't feel miserable outside of us. What we feel is that everything is here. If we suddenly have a panic, we say like this because it's inside of us. If we are ecstatically happy, it's right here. We are so happy. So it's all, everything is within. But because all our sense perceptors are focused outside, we are continually interacting with the rest of the cosmic process of the objective world, and we lose contact with the subjectivity within us. We lose contact with that inner essence with us. As a result, what happens? We move away and away from our intrinsic, pristine nature, and we lose to become natural. As a result, what happens? We long to get back to our natural state, and that's our restlessness. So maybe it is very simple how we can get back to our own home within, how we can get back to our own stillness within, how we can get back to our own peace within, because it's all there. And as we slow down our mind space, which is continually racing, what happens? We have more space in the mind, more clarity in the mind, and we achieve more without putting so much efforts for it, because then life is more an effortless flow, just like the whole of this nature, which accomplishes so much in its own time space, but you'll never see any rush in it. There's no hurry. Nobody's racing in the nature to complete the task, yet the bud comes on its own time, and gradually the petals open, and a beautiful flower blossoms, and the fragrance spreads, and the hummingbees come, as if it's a beautiful play of harmony of the whole nature. And that's exactly, let's not forget, like that little bud and the blossom flower or the honey bees, we are no different from any one of this. We are part of this whole process of a celebration of life. And a celebration of life is possible provided we become more and more mindful of our inner essence, of the inner joy, of that which is embedded into our soul, embedded into our spirit, embedded into our life principle.